again. Welcome to class number 420. Okay, let's continue with our vocabulary from yesterday. Are you ready? Let's start. Shall we start? Yeah, you ready? Okay, good. Profundo, deep. Tengo sentimientos profundos. I have deep feelings. La parte profunda de la piscina, the deep part, in the deep end. No se dice part, perdona, borra. The deep end, o sea, el extremo. End, como terminación, and the deep end and the shallow end. O sea, la terminación profunda y el extremo profundo, extremo somero. The deep end, the shallow end. Deep. It's very deep. Experto, expert. Los expertos extremeños, the Extremaduran experts, la X, repito 1000 veces, muy fuerte en inglés, expert, esperanza, hope, mi esperanza, hope, I hope, espero que sea verdad, I hope it's true, tengo grandes esperanzas, big, great hopes, probable, likely, no es muy probable, it's not very likely, probable is probable, probably, probablemente, likely is probable, likelihood, probabilidad. ¿Cómo de probable es? ¿Cuán probable es? How likely is it that you will reach a good level of English? It's very likely. If you follow the course, if you buy the books and follow them religiously, you will reach a good level. How likely? It's very likely. It's not very likely. No, es muy probable. Likely. El sustantivo likelihood. Hermano menor de Robin Hood. Likelihood. Robin Hood died, but likelihood is still alive. Likelihood, how likely? Vecino, neighbor. My neighbors live in the neighborhood. Neighborhood is vecindario. Yes, mi barrio. My neighborhood, vecindad. Neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Good morning, neighbor. How are you? Neighbor. Así. Bur, como decir quemar, sin la N. Neighbor. Burn, quemar. Neighbor. Neighbor. All right, sobrino, mi sobrino, nephew and niece. Sobrina, niece. I don't have any nephews. Wait a minute. Yes, I have 2 nephews. ¿Qué digo yo? I don't have any nephews. Forgetting my family. I have 2 nephews. One is a doctor of philosophy. One is a professor of philosophy in Northern Colorado University. Creo que se llama Northern Colorado University. And the other is a nomad. I don't know where he is. All right. Yes. So I have 2 nephews. I don't have any nieces. Ahora tengo una sobrina que vive en Niza, in Francia. I have a niece in Nice. The pronunciation is identical. Uno se escribe niece y otro se escribe con nice, simpático, nice. But it's a French word, niece. I have a niece in Nice, but I don't have a nephew in Nice. Nephew, sobrino. Poder, potencia, power. Power Rangers, Powerball, power. Yes, someday, if you buy the books and continue, you will speak powerful English. Tener un nivel potente de inglés. A powerful level. Suena bien, ¿sí? Powerful. ¿Quieres un nivel potente de inglés? Yeah. All right, a powerful. Yes. Powerful. Power. Poder. Potencia. Los dos. Significa poder y potencia. The President of the United States is a very powerful person. It's a powerful figure. The Prime Minister of Spain is a powerful figure, power. Sueldo, salario. Salary, claro. Salary viene de sal, porque se pagaba en sal antaño. And sueldo es soldada, a los soldados. So sueldo comes from soldada, and salario comes from sal. We say salary. Yes, I have a good salary. Yeah, salary. El coste, the cost. El costo. En Latinoamérica no se dice el coste, se dice el costo. The cost. Los costos. The costs. Estar de buen humor, to be in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood today. Are you in a good mood today? or are you in a bad mood today? I'm not in a bad mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good. No es un truco fonético, es simplemente practicar. But I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood today. In a good mood, la palabra mood, como la luna, pero cambiando la N por una D. Mood, el estado de ánimo de la luna hoy. The moon's mood. What's the mood of the moon? Mood is estado de ánimo. Entonces, estoy de buen estado de ánimo. I'm in a good mood. Ahora, moody person is una persona voluble. Some days he's in a good mood, some days in a bad mood. He's a very moody person. All right, quejarse de, to complain about. Yeah. I'm always complaining about the lights. I said, Marta, these lights are blinding me, cegándome. Blind is ciego. Blinding, to blind is cegar. These lights are blinding me, Marta, and I'm always complaining to Marta about the lights. I'm always complaining about the lights. And Marta says, sorry, Charlie, but that's life. Así es la vida en las grandes urbes. Okay, that's life in the big city. You know, if you want to be on television, if you want to be a television star, a movie star, you have to get used to. You have to get used to the lights. You have to get used to the lights. You have to get used to. Tienes que acostumbrarte a las luces. You have to get used to get used to. You have to get used to the lights. So, grin and bear it. Sorry? Grin and bear it. ¿Y eso qué es? What's grin? Grin is sonreír. It's another word for smile. Bear is sonríe y aguántalo. Here in Spain you say ajo y agua. Okay. You grin and bear it. Don't complain anymore. Stop complaining about. Deja de quejarte a las luces. Stop complaining about the lights. Yeah. Don't complain about things you can't change. Don't complain about things you can't change. Yeah. Just accept it. It's part of being on television. To complain about, hacer hincapié en, hacer hincapié en, to enfatizar, to emphasize. Quiero hacer hincapié en este punto. I want to emphasize this point. To emphasize. I want to be emphatic. Yes. I want to place all of the emphasis. Poner el énfasis. I want to place all the emphasis. To emphasize. Emphasize. I want to emphasize how important it is to reach a good level of English, especially for your children. I cannot emphasize more. No puedo hacer más hincapié. No puedo resaltar más, recalcar más la importancia de esto. I can't emphasize more the importance of English. And I'm sorry to be so emphatic, but I must emphasize how important it is for your children to, as soon as possible, to reach a good level of English. All right. Bajarse de, to get off. Bajé del tren, to get off the train, to get off the bus, to get off the bicycle. Baja de la bicicleta, del caballo. Get off the horse. Get off. Get on, get off. You get on the bus. You reach your destination. You get off the bus. You get on your horse. You ride to your destination. You get off the horse. You get on the elevator. You go up, or the lift. Then you get off the elevator. You get on your high horse, que es subirse la parra de soberbia. Get on the high, tu alto caballo. You get off. To get on and get off. Salir is to go out. Pero salir por ahí, en plan de juerga, por ejemplo, to go out. To go out of the room también. Marta salió de la habitación para traerme un vaso de agua. She went out of the room. Pero yo diría she left, probablemente. But to go out is correct. Now to go out se usa mucho más en el salir por ahí. De noche, to go out. To go out on the town and have a good time, to go out. Crecer is to grow. Every day my grandchildren grow a little. They grow a little bit. Every month they grow. They are growing. Last month they grew 2 centimeters. They grew 2 centimeters. They have grown a lot in the last several years. They've grown a lot. Grow, grew, grown. Prestar atención a, to pay attention to. Como siempre digo, la atención en inglés se paga, no se presta. So, préstame atención is pay attention to me. Se admite pay me attention, pero casi no se dice. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to him. Pay attention to her. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to us. I'll pay attention to you. Yes, you're not paying attention. Hey, come on. If you want to learn English with me, pay attention. You get distracted too easily. Demasiado fácilmente. Too easily. You get distracted too easily. Come on. Focus on what's important. I cannot emphasize more the importance of vocabulary. It's not the priority number one, but it's important. So, pay attention, okay? You're not paying attention. Hey, hello, hello. Are you there? You're not paying attention. You get distracted. You get distracted easily. You need to pay attention. Relajarse, relájate, chico. Relax. Relax. Don't worry. If you don't progress with your English today, it's not the end of the world. Okay? So relax. Con X, relax. Relaxation. A relaxing cup of coffee. Okay? Relaxing. A relaxing café con leche, right? Relax. So relax. Simplificar is to simplify. Simplifiquemos las cosas aquí. Let's simplify. To simplify, to make it simple. Simple, simple, simple. Simple is sencillo o simple. Simple. It's very simple. Learning English, it's a piece of cake. Trozo de tarta es pan comido. It's a trozo de tarta. It's a piece of cake. It's very simple. I'm going to simplify the language. Yeah. Good luck. Simplify. Quitarse ropa, to take off. Yes. I'm not going to take off my shirt in class. But sometimes I take off my shirt after the class and put on another one and do another class. To take off. To put on, to take off. I put on this shirt this morning and I'll take off this shirt this evening. I put it on. I put it on this morning, 2 hours ago, and I'll take it off later today. Yeah, and my shoes. I put them on this morning and I'll take them off. I'll take them off. Them off. I'll take them off. Enlacemos. I'll take them off. I'll take them off later today. I put them on. I put them on this morning before coming here. I put them on. I put them on. Them on. I put them on before coming here. And I'll take them off when I get home. All right. Let's see. Feo, ugly, feo. What's the ugliest city in Spain? There isn't an ugly city in Spain, probably. Yeah, there isn't an ugly city. What's the ugliest city in the United States? I don't know. What's the ugliest state? That's not a correct question. What's the least beautiful? El menos hermoso. Okay. The least beautiful state in the United States? I don't know. Maybe South Dakota. But it depends on your definition of beauty. South Dakota is very beautiful in its own way. What's the most beautiful province in Spain? The most beautiful province, Guipúzcoa? Maybe. Lugo? Maybe. But again, it depends on your definition of beauty. It depends. You know, Ciudad Real y La Mancha is very beautiful. It's a different type of beauty. So, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, en ojo del que mira. All right. Ugly. Beautiful, ugly. Y por último, peso. Mi peso, Marta vale su peso en oro. Marta is worth her weight. Weight. Suena igual que esperar, no? She's worth her weight in gold. All right. She's worth her weight in gold. I'm going to begin but I've lost my place. I'm going to begin with a story. Philip Johnson. Are you ready? Philip Johnson. In the book, we have Philip Johnson lying in bed thinking about George Clooney. If you remember, I can't find it. ¿Dónde estamos? All right, episode 39, page 88. You have it here, but you have it here. That's Philip Johnson, Nancy Johnson's husband. If you remember, Nancy Johnson has received, has an incredible opportunity to decorate George Clooney's new home in Aspen, Colorado, a ski resort in Colorado. It's a lot of money. It's $250,000, $250,000, and it's about 9 months of work. And so she needs to go to the ski resort in Colorado and decorate an old house, 100 years old, that George Clooney has bought. And nobody has lived in the house for the past 10 years. So it's dilapidated. So it needs a lot of work. And Nancy Johnson is a professional interior designer and decorator. And she has a friend from college. They went to the University of Kansas together, Eddie Campbell. And Eddie is a famous decorator and professor of interior design in Los Angeles. And he decorates the homes of the rich and famous in Beverly Hills, Malibu Beach, Pacific Palisades. He's busy. And George Clooney, several years ago, he decorated George Clooney's home in Beverly Hills. And now George Clooney has bought an old house, 100 years old, in Aspen, Colorado. And he wants Eddie Campbell, Nancy's friend, Nancy's old schoolmate, to decorate it, but Eddie doesn't have time. And he says to George Clooney, well, George, I know the perfect person for the job. And George Clooney says, okay, fine. Let me know. Me avisas. Let me know. And so he called Nancy Johnson. He says, hey, Nancy, I have a job for you. What? Decorating George Clooney's new home. Well, it's an old house, but a new home for George in Aspen, Colorado. But Eddie, Aspen, Colorado is very far. It takes 13 hours to drive there or more. Yes, but it's George Clooney's house. And he'll pay you $250,000. $250,000. Yeah. Wow. Well, let me talk to my husband. All right. So she talked to her husband. And now her husband is sitting on his bed, lying on his bed, with the remote control, the remote. Decimos tenía el remoto en la mano, o sea, el mando. He has the remote. But he's not paying attention. He's not paying attention to the TV. He's thinking about George Clooney. Now, I don't think we have time to finish. What time is it? How much time do we have, Marta? I'm not sure if we have time to finish this. Well, to finish, definitely not. But to go through it one time. Philip Johnson. We're okay. We can do one reading, okay? Philip Johnson is lying in bed thinking about George Clooney. His wife, Nancy, is still in the kitchen washing dishes. All right. Half an hour ago, Nancy told him about the offer from Eddie Campbell to decorate George Clooney's home in Aspen, Colorado. He's not worried about George Clooney. The guy must be around 55 or 60 years old by now. And besides, he heard that up close, George Clooney's not that handsome. What worries him, however, is that if Nancy does a good job on Clooney's home, she'll probably start getting offers of a similar type. A lot of Hollywood stars own homes in Aspen. And Philip could imagine Nancy getting involved in a lot of work up there, allá arriba, en la montaña, up in the mountains. On the other hand, en cambio, pero por otro lado, on the other hand, it might be a good opportunity for him too. Even though he's the general manager of the Lincoln Bank, he's not a member of the board of directors. In many cases, he doesn't have the final decision. Sometimes he feels more like a glorified employee than a real decision maker. The bank has several difficult clients in Omaha. Yes. And he hates traveling to Omaha. Yes. And Philip always has to argue with these clients about payments. He may be able to find a job in a bank in Aspen. The town is quite big. In high season, there must be at least 50,000 people living there, and they need bank accounts like everybody else. He could probably get a job in a local bank, or maybe he could get an even better job in a Denver bank. Denver's only 2 or 3 hours from Aspen. All right. And maybe Nancy could work out of Denver instead of living in Aspen. Denver would be a good city for Michael. Basketball in Colorado is even more competitive than in Nebraska. Maybe he's counting his chickens before they hatch. In any case, he'll tell Nancy that he supports her 100%. So he's going to tell Nancy that he supports her 100%. He's thinking about this. First, he's thinking about George Clooney. George Clooney, how old is George Clooney now? 60? How old is George Clooney? George Clooney. He must be around 50 by now. No, he's older now. I wrote this story 10 years ago. He must be around 60 now. All right. And besides, Philip has heard that up close, he's not that handsome. De cerca no es tan guapo. Up close, he's not that handsome. I don't know. I'm not a judge of men. Okay, up close, he's not that handsome. But he's thinking about it. Because Aspen, Colorado is about probably 13 hours away by car. You need to drive from Lincoln, Nebraska to Denver, and that takes about 10 hours, 10 and a half. Then going up to Aspen, winding roads into the mountains. Aspen, Colorado was a gold town. In the second half of the 19th century, about 140 years ago, there was a gold rush in Colorado. If you remember the California gold rush in 1849, 1850, por eso se dice the 49ers, los del 49. And people went to California to try to get rich with gold. And they exhausted the gold supply in California. And then after that, 20 or 25 years later, Colorado. And Aspen was one of the towns, boom towns, that was created overnight. Pueblos creados de la noche a la mañana por las minas de oro y los riachuelos con oro. And so it was a boom town. But it's also, but after that, they exhausted the supply of gold. To exhaust is agotar. Agotaron la presencia de oro. And the other towns died. They completely died. They're ghosts. Hoy en día son pueblos fantasma. Interesting for tourism, eh? Ghost towns. But Aspen, no. Because Aspen is located perfectly for skiing. Para esquí. Alpino. And so it was transformed into a ski resort. And it's the most prestigious or most famous ski resort in the United States. And there are a lot of rich people who own homes, who own houses in Aspen. And some of the houses are very old, from the period when they were looking for gold. The first rich people found gold in Aspen, built beautiful houses, but that was in 1890, maybe 130 years ago. And George Clooney has bought one of these houses. It's an old house, but a very beautiful house. And nobody has been living in that house for 10 years. So it requires a lot of work, remodeling and redecorating. And that's what Nancy Johnson is going to do, perhaps, if she accepts the offer. And the offer came to her, as you know, through a friend, Eddie Campbell, who was a classmate of Nancy's at 20 years ago at the University of Kansas. I'll continue tomorrow with this story and Philip Johnson's final decision in our class. Bye-bye.